Okay, hey, thanks for coming out. Good to see you here. Want to go through a few different things as far as I've got a million questions about what are my options. And everybody thinks that their situation is unique, right? So every mission leader that's called feels like they've got, this circumstance, so they need to do this, or a senior couple, senior sister, senior brother who are going to go out, want to serve. They're like, well, what are my options? And I have a unique situation, and I hear that all the time. I've started talking at least every day. I'm talking with a half a dozen, either new mission leaders, former mission leaders, those that want to go out, that are thinking about it, that are years and years away, decades away even, and they're saying, hey, this is what I want to do. So we want to go through some quick options. And what I've found is no matter how unique a situation you think you have, you pretty much fall into one of these four buckets as far as when you're considering your options. So one, and it just kills me, is I'm going to sell my home. This is something that's really hard for me. Unless you're ready to downsize, you want to move across the country or do something else that is to be closer to family. This selling option is one that's really hard for me to wrestle with, and it hurts me because, especially if you're a mission leader that's just been called, and you're going to be gone for 3 years, you're like, what do I do? Maybe that's the only option. But a lot of times the mission leaders that are called have been the bishop, they've been the stake president, they've raised their family there, their kids have grown up there, that everything. This is where they call home. And now they're saying, oh, I'm going to sell my home because what else am I going to do with it? There's a couple real downsides to that. One, well, I guess they get some money. That's an upside. They get some money out of it. That's going to help on their mission. Mission leaders are not paid, but they also have some obligations. There are some things that will come up with that they'll have. If you're a senior couple that you're looking at, hey, selling, that will help you. But we're going to get to an option that's better than that. They're going to have that. But where are they going to live when they get back? Where are they going to live with their kids? They're going to build a home while they're gone. So if you're a mission leader and you're out gone for 3 years, both my two oldest sons, both their mission leaders did this while they were gone. They were building a home. Lots of downsides to that, different difficulties. They did come back to a different place for one, which is interesting. Where are they going to live? There was also some time lag. So my son's mission president got back from Honduras, and then his home wasn't done. He was moving from Las Vegas up to Utah. It wasn't done. So they kind of camped out, lived with their kids, things like that. That's a very difficult one. This other one, a lot of people think about, this is not one for the mission leaders that are going to be on for 3 years for sure. They think about leaving it vacant. This is what my in-laws did for their first mission. They went to Halifax, they lived in Spanish Fork. Their son lives just down the street from there. They were like, okay, we're only going to be gone 18 months. We don't want to mess around with anything else. We'll leave it vacant. Their son would come down, mow the lawn, flush the toilets, up and, raise and lower the garage door, do all those kind of things, little maintenance things. And then they came back. And then they thought, well, that worked out pretty well. Let's do it again. And their insurance company said, no way. We won't insure it if it's vacant. There are other insurance companies that may do that. This one was like, no, we won't do that. The other problem is with this, leaving it vacant, it's going to deteriorate. There's just no way around it. It's going to have some issues. Even the best homes have issues. You got to open the garage. You got to grease it. Just having people live in there is going to do things. There's also, you leave it vacant, you are obviously not having any money. There's no money coming in from that. Now I'm going to skip over this one. Well, actually, I won't. Rent it out. So renting it out. And people ask me all the time, say, why can't we just rent it out ourselves? That's the option that I'm going to talk about with MissionHome. But I'm going to show you a couple advantages that I believe we have. So I'm going to skip over this for now, so rent it out, that's not a great option. That's actually, my in-laws were like, we'd rather leave it vacant than have to worry about it and rent it out or get a call in the middle of the night. If we're in Halifax, Canada, and the renter calls and says, hey, by the way, hot water heater is out, or there's a plumbing issue, or the garage door opener just sprung a spring, and now what do we do? So, and you can have a property manager, things like that. So we'll get to that, but we'll give, I think there's two main advantages that I want to talk about with MissionHome. This fourth one, though, I want to talk about a little bit more detail. You can have family live in there. You can have some friends maybe move in there. There's actually a whole cottage industry of people, couples, young couples, who will call you. Probably you new mission leaders that just got called have got this. I actually have my dear friend who's in my ward, who was a mission president in Honduras. When he got called, he said he had dozens of couples that reached out to him and said, hey, congratulations on being called as a mission president. I'm happy to live in your home for the next 3 years while you're gone. And that was the whole contract. And they didn't offer to pay, they weren't going to pay rent. They were just going to manage the home for free. And that whole cottage industry of that. And so some of you mission leaders have probably got that. And unfortunately, if you've got, seen anything from me, or I reached out to you, you're probably thinking, is that what he wants? Is that what he's doing? That's not what I'm trying to do. I don't want to rent your home. I don't want to manage your home and just squat in it and be there. Because what I have found with most of these, and I've talked with dozens and dozens of people who have left their homes in this situation, and 90% have had a bad experience. This family, I just think about it logically. I grew up in Farmington, but I live in Pleasant Grove. When my parents, they were anxious, they wanted to go on a mission before their health didn't allow them to go, and before they passed, they wanted to go on a mission. I would not have been available to drop everything, move my family from Pleasant Grove up to Farmington to watch their home. That just didn't make any sense to me. So, so logically, I think about, if you have a family member that is available to live in your home, probably not the family member that you want living in your home and is going to be taking care of it. Now, I may be wrong. You could have some friends that live in there. I would just eliminate. I just think this is a bad idea. If somebody reaches out to you and says, hey, I'll live in your home for free, it'll be great, I'll watch it, they're not going to take care of it. It's just not going to be a good way. I lived, when my third year of law school, I lived in a house for a mission president. He was gone. He left it to his nephew to watch the home, to rent it out, to manage it. It was not a good situation. And I guess it was a great situation for me, but not for others. It just rarely works out. And I'll tell you why. Sometimes it could, and it can work out for a time. I've talked with a couple who is mission leaders in Argentina. They have a wonderful house here in Utah, in Heber area, Red Ledges, and it was great. It's been great for them for the first 18 months. They had a son, and his family was living there. Worked out pretty well for them. That son just got a job out of state. He's leaving. They're scratching their heads going, oh, what do we do? My first home, my test case home, was one dear mission leader, friend of mine, left his daughters and son-in-law in the house. They were going to take care of it, and it was unhealthy. Just couldn't work for any of them. So that's just, I think, fraught with problems. But if you're thinking, well, what else am I supposed to do? I'll take fraught with problems, then maybe these others. I don't want to sell. I don't want to leave it vacant. I can't leave it vacant. I don't want to mess around with it and renting it out. I'll just let them live in it. So here's a couple reasons why I want to talk about this. This is where MissionHome comes in. And what are the advantages of working with us? First of all, our guarantee is that it will be better than you left it, because we will do a capital improvement project on the home before you get back. The whole plan is that while you're gone, well, first of all, before you go, we're going to help you pack up your stuff, your personal belongings. We're going to leave the house partially furnished, because there are certain things that we don't want to pack up. We don't want to pack up baby grand pianos and things like that. So partially furnished, and then while you're gone, we are going to have a renter come in, and it's going to be a fully vetted, very well-established renter. And they're going to treat your home as if it were their own. This is a stewardship model. And this works whether you're in New York or New Mexico, California or Connecticut, here in Utah, wherever, because we also get a licensed and insured property manager. They will manage the property day to day. So before you go, we help you pack it up, we put it in a pod, we move that pod offsite. It's all RFID'd, it's all air tagged. You know exactly what's happening with your stuff, where it's at any time. And it's air conditioned. We have a facility that takes care of that. Your stuff, you know where it's at. We've documented your home before you go. Then that renter comes in and they pay fair market value for the rent. The property manager collects the rent. They get a piece of that. Property manager fees, they are the only one in this that's paid on this. But they collect the rent, they do all the management. They are a arm's length business. And that's important because we want to make sure that we can really rely on them. So property manager comes in, they collect the rent. All of that rent, every dollar of it is yours. Okay? So one, if you sell, yes, you get some money. If you're vacant, there's no money here. There's money. And what if you say, well, I don't need it? Okay, great. That's actually what we're going to do. If you don't need it, we are going to, you can donate that back, and we're going to pair that money up with another missionary who does need financial assistance. That's one of the ways we can overcome the problems of what do we do with our home? How do we finance our mission? So that's the idea. We're going to create a perpetual senior missionary fund by doing this. We rent it out. If you need the money, it's all yours. If you don't need the money, you can donate it back. We are a 501c3 charitable organization, private foundation or public foundation. MissionHome is not owned by anybody, but it is a public foundation. That money then is used to help other senior couples get out. We help get their home. So mission leaders, if you're going out and you're recruiting somebody, let's get their home as well. Let's help you with your home. Let's get you with theirs. And then the other big thing is, the advantage is it's going to be better than you left it. It really is. It's our whole goal. Our whole mission is so that you have the greatest experience while you're out on a mission as possible. That's what we're here for. We want to sit in your position. We want to say, hey, what would they do? How would they do it? And take care of this. And so that you don't have to simply pray. If you put a family or a friend or this cottage industry of somebody in there, then you are praying every night that it is not destroyed when you come back. That's the prayer. I can tell you that President Schallenberger, when he was in Spain, that was probably his prayer. If he thought about it, but he had so many other things to think about. Please don't destroy my home. And we tried not to, but probably did. That's not the best. This is going to come back. When you come back, before you come back, well, the renters will be out. we will have decided together with you and said, what do you need? What do you want? One house that I have in Highland, my first house, they'll be back in a year and a half. I can't wait to see them, but we're going to refinish all their hardwood floors before they get back. And that is not coming out of your rent. That's not coming out of your obligations. It's not a capital improvement that you're doing. We're not going to ask you for that money. That is what we have agreed to. Mission Home is all of our operating costs. We don't get anything out of it. All of our operating costs and your capital improvement are donors. Okay, we have wonderful people that want to support your mission. They want to support what you're doing, how you're doing it. Maybe they didn't have a chance to serve. Maybe they did. Maybe they've just made good money in their lives and they want to support it. They love the missionary program. They want to support that. These donors are the ones that are going to be paying to help us operate, help us get the word out. But honestly, you're our best way to get the word out. So, new mission leaders, we love you. We pray for you. We're so excited for what you're doing. You're going to get these calls to say, hey, can I just live in here for it? Don't do that. Please don't do that. Please don't sell unless that's your stated purpose that fits what you want to do in life. But if you feel like, hey, I don't have any choice, don't leave it vacant. Don't rent it out on your own. This is a great renting it out. We want to rent it out. We want new additional housing. I've spent a lot of years as an attorney working in affordable housing and different things like that. Renting it out, this is a great way. There are families that you can truly bless that could live in your home, that could be great. They might be there for a year. They may be there for all 3 years. But that's where we can help. That's where we can come in. And the advantage is you can also financially support other missionaries, and your home will be better than when you left it. That's it. Simple property management. Our moonshot goals, we want to 10x the number of senior missionaries going out in the world. That's what I want to do. We want to create a standard that senior missionaries know that they have an option if they're going to take and leave and go and serve, whether they're called to do that as a mission leader or whether they're decide to do that and called, they can go. And you know what? That whole flywheel should create a perpetual senior missionary fund. That's the idea. It's perpetual senior missionary fund. Perpetual. We are going to build and help others get there. That's the Mission Home project. Okay? MissionHome.org. If you have any questions, there's lots of videos on here. Like and subscribe. I'll keep putting up content. Reach out to me, Brian with a Y, BRYAN, at MissionHome.org. You can reach out. You can figure out what you want to do. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them. MissionHome.org is a great place. Will be a great resource. Our website, but the YouTube and every place else. Like, subscribe, send me comments. I'd love to help you as you serve. Take that burden away from you. Thanks.